We have just received breaking news from the world of astrophysics. According to new research, an extremely large black hole has just broken the laws of physics. But what does that mean? And is it even possible for a black hole to break the laws of physics? Is this the end of our scientific understanding of the universe? Or is there something else going on here? So what's really happening? Black holes are regions in space where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape their grasp. Once something enters a black hole, it's gone forever. Even time as we know it ceases to exist beyond the event horizon of a black hole. For anything outside of a black hole, though, time continues to pass normally. This means that while nothing can escape a black hole, we can still observe things falling into it, and we can see the effects that the black hole has on the things around it. Just cut and see what happens inside the black hole itself, because once something crosses the event horizon, we can never see it again. But recently, scientists have been able to observe a supermassive black hole tearing apart a star, and it was recorded in real time. The star was 300 million light-years away from Earth, and it was torn apart by a black hole that was 100 times larger than our own sun. You might think that there is no way that anything could possibly survive being torn apart by a black hole, but it turns out that it's actually pretty common. Matter stripped away from these doomed stars often survives the intense heat and radiation near the event horizon and gets flung out into space. This creates a beautiful spectacle known as an outflow. The material from the star forms two distinct lobes that shoot out on either side of the black hole like a pair of galactic wings. In fact, one of the most famous black holes in the universe, nicknamed the unicorn, was discovered thanks to its outflow. But this particular black hole did something that scientists didn't expect. Scientists had tracked this black hole before, when it was first discovered in 2018. At that time, they were able to see the outflow that I mentioned before, but they couldn't see any evidence of a star being ripped apart. In 2020, though, when scientists checked back in on the unicorn, they saw that it had grown significantly, and that there was now a huge outflow coming from it. They knew that the only thing capable of creating such a large outflow was a star that was at least 60 times larger than our sun. But when they looked through their telescopes, they saw no star. Scientists continued to monitor the black hole over the next few years, and they began to notice some strange things. The amount of material that was flying away from the black hole didn't match up with the amount that was flying towards it. In other words, the inflow didn't match the outflow. Scientists know that matter can be converted into energy and vice versa. This is why mass is sometimes referred to as the energy of a body. So this meant that something was entering the black hole, and then more was leaving than what entered. It was almost as if the black hole was generating new matter out of thin air. Scientists tried to figure out exactly what was going on here, and they came up with a few different ideas. One of those ideas was that perhaps the missing mass was being stored in the accretion disk. The accretion disk is the region just outside of the event horizon where gas and dust are swirling around the black hole at incredibly high speeds. There's so much friction in this area that all of the stuff that's swirling around gets heated to millions of degrees. The stuff in the accretion disk radiates this heat, and we can see it as a bright, beautiful glow. But scientists think that maybe this glow isn't quite what it seems. Maybe some of the stuff that's in the accretion disk is actually being held within the black hole itself. Another idea is that perhaps the missing mass isn't really missing at all. It's possible that the material that's in the outflow is actually being pulled back down into the black hole. Scientists don't think this is likely, though, because they would have seen more material entering the black hole than what's actually there. In fact, scientists don't really know what's going on here. They have some theories, but they've never actually observed a black hole tearing apart a star in real time before. And there are so many variables that it's hard to tell what's really happening. What we do know is that the missing mass in this particular case is about 45 times the mass of the sun. And that's where things get weird. You see, according to our current understanding of physics, mass cannot be destroyed. This is known as the conservation of mass. However, if this black hole was able to create 45 times the mass of the sun out of nothing, then that would mean that the conservation of mass doesn't hold true, which would mean that we need to completely rethink our understanding of physics. Now, it should be noted that Albert Einstein said that mass can in fact be converted into energy and vice versa. That's why the total amount of mass and energy in the universe remains constant. If this black hole converted some of the energy that it was consuming into mass, then that would explain where the missing mass came from. But the amount of mass that we were talking about here is just too much for that to be plausible. So what else could be going on? Well, there's another theory that scientists have put forward. This theory says that there is some kind of mechanism that S taking the stuff that S in the accretion disk and converting it into dark matter. Dark matter is a type of matter that we can't see directly. We know that it exists because we can observe its gravitational effects on things that we can see. Some scientists think that dark matter is made up of exotic particles that have never been detected by any of our experiments. And if that's true, then that means that there is some kind of particle physics process that is going on here that we do unfully understand yet. There's also the possibility that this is some kind of quantum effect. You see, in the world of quantum physics, things can be in multiple places at once, and they can also go through multiple different pathways. So it is possible that this black hole is taking the stuff that S in the accretion disk and somehow teleporting it to the other side, where it then gets released as an outflow. This would require a new theory of physics because we've never observed anything like this before. But it's certainly possible that this is what's going on here. Scientists are currently working on more research to try and figure out exactly what is going on with this black hole. They hope that by studying it in more detail, they'll be able to learn more about the fundamental laws of physics. But for now, all we can say is that something very strange is going on. And if they find out that this black hole really is breaking the laws of physics, then that could revolutionize our understanding of the universe. But that's not the only amazing discovery that scientists have made recently. Another team of scientists has recently discovered the oldest star in the observable universe. This star is so old that it goes back to a time when the universe was only 100 million years old. Our universe is now about 13.8 billion years old, so this means that this star existed before 99% of the universe had even formed. The star is located in a small, faint blue galaxy, and it's shining with the light of a dying ember. Scientists think that this star is about 5 times the size of our sun, but it's shedding its outer layers as it runs out of hydrogen fuel. The star is about 13,000 light years away from us, and it's so far away that it looks like just a tiny point of light. But don't let its size fool you. This star is truly a giant. And finally, scientists have also recently discovered a new planet that's orbiting a star that's located 110 light years away from us. What makes this planet so special is that it could have liquid water on its surface. Scientists think that the planet is about twice the size of Earth, and it's made mostly of rock. But they're not sure if it has an atmosphere or not. If it does, then that could mean that the planet could have a liquid water ocean. This is exciting because it could mean that there's life out there beyond the Earth. But that's not all. There's also the possibility that this planet has a ring of ice around it. This ice could be the leftover debris from when the planet was formed. Or it could be from a comet or asteroid that crashed into the planet in the past. Either way, this is also exciting because it could mean that there's water on this planet. And we know that water is the key to life as we know it. These are just some of the incredible discoveries that scientists are making in the world of astrophysics. From discovering new planets to making groundbreaking discoveries about black holes, there's so much more to learn about the universe that it's truly amazing. And who knows what other discoveries await us in the future. Maybe someday we'll find evidence of alien life or discover that the universe was created by a higher power. Only time will tell what other secrets the universe is hiding. But what do you think? Do you believe that black holes can break the laws of physics? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like. Thank you so much for watching.